am so happy to be participating in a Harry Potter collab hosted by Julia of the Mug Life DIY. I love her projects, her decor, especially her boho. And her co-host is Kiki of Kiki's DIY, and I absolutely adore Kiki. She is so funny. Both of these ladies' channels will be listed in the description box down below, as well as the playlist. Please check them out. Here I'm cutting out a copy of the Marauders map from Harry Potter. I got this off of the internet. I googled free printables of the Harry Potter Marauder map, and this is what I got. I printed it out on cardstock, and it's like a yellowish cardstock here, you can see. And I'm just trying to make it look like a folded map. So I'm just playing with it till I figure out how I want it to be. And I just split it up the middle and tape it to look like it would open up that way. And now I'm using just some antiquing wax and putting it on a rag and just kind of rubbing it over to make it look worn. I lost footage of how I did this, so I did retape showing you what I did. I used one of my cat's toys, and I just glued those burlap oak leaves to each side to make it look like a snitch. And I do have footage showing how I spray painted it gold. And for the wand, I used a wooden dowel, and I just took my case cutter and kind of whittled the end off to a sort of a point, not an exact point, but just a little bit of a point. And then I used one of those wooden beads and glued at the bottom. And once I did that, I have this craft lace. It's just a vinyl lace, and I just wrapped it around the wand and glued it down. And once the glue was dry, I used this truffle chalk paint, and I just painted it, the whole thing, with it. Now my snitch here, I just used some gold spray paint. I wished it was a little bit more brassy, but it's still cute. And now I'm just dry brushing some white paint onto my wand to kind of make the design pop out. Now I'm just using one of these cinnamon brooms, and I have to say it smells so good. And I'm just tying it a little bit closer together at the end, like Harry Potter's broomstick would be. And I get one of these square wreaths from Dollar Tree, and I just glue it diagonally onto the, well, I don't glue it, I use a zip tie and put it onto the wreath form. Now I have this yellow and green mesh from Dollar Tree, and I just cut it in little sections. And first I decide where I'm going to put everything, just to get an idea in my head. And I printed this little image of the 7 books, and I just Googled that also, and I just wanted to kind of represent the books themselves. I think this wreath would be great for like a teacher's classroom or something. But I had this gold frame that I had thrifted and paid $1 for, and I just put that inside the frame to make it stand out a little more. And I just zip tied the frame on the best I could. I went through the hanger and then just a section of the frame, but later on I do have to kind of glue the other section because it kept slipping. Now I get some chenille stems for my mesh, and like I said before, I just cut it in sections, and I used the whole 2 spools of mesh, and then I just did it in 3s. I would do like 2 yellow and 1 green, or 2 green and 1 yellow, and I would just twist it, those 3 together, and then twist the chenille stems onto the middle wire, filling in the holes where between the frame and the broom, and eventually the Marauder's map and the wand. And with the Marauder's map, I just glued another chenille stem onto the back of the map and let it dry before attaching it to the wreath form. The white on my wand was just a little bit too stark, so I used some more of my antiquing wax and just went over it. I attach my Marauder's map, and then I attach my wand, and I just zip tied the wand onto the wreath form. And then I just continue filling in the empty spaces with the mesh. And now I attach my snitch, and I just attached it with a chenille stem. And here's where I glue the frame onto the wreath form. And lastly, I'm accessorizing with pumpkins and leaves around my wreath, making it look festive. And here's my wreath. I absolutely love it. I love Harry Potter. I've read the books many, many, many times. My oldest son Dylan and I, we love Harry Potter. And it has a little bit of everything in it, I feel like. I hope you enjoyed this video. I sure enjoyed making this wreath. If you do like this wreath, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't. Ring the bell so that you can be notified. Thank you, Julia and Kiki, for hosting this challenge. And until next time, bye. Don't forget to check out the playlist.